What's going on, y'all? It's Athletes Culture again, coming at you with another video. So this just in, sources are reporting that five-time NBA champion, NBA Laker legend Kobe Bryant's deal with Nike has come to an end, and the Kobe Bryant estate was unable to reach a deal with Nike to extend that. Now, this is kind of disheartening, especially for those sneakerheads or, athleisure wear apparel supporters. I mean, that for the foreseeable future, we're not going to see any, Kobe Nikes. I mean, obviously, there are some Nikes that are scheduled to, some Kobe's that are scheduled to release through Nike up and coming this year. But I think after those, and that's about it until unless another deal is supposed to be brokered between the two, between Nike and the Kobe Bryant estate. As we found out, this past December, there was already, news had broke that Kobe, before his untimely death, that there was reports that he was already planning on leaving Nike. He wasn't happy with where things were going with Nike. And that was all because of the sales of his shoes, and the marketing behind it weren't at its best. Nike wasn't really putting a lot of attention into Kobe's products. The sales weren't there too. And, obviously Kobe was not upset because, the man demands excellence. If you're not going to put, the time and the effort behind his product, where do you expect the sales to go? And obviously I believe that's where Kobe's mindset was. And we all know how Kobe is. He's somebody who strives for excellence, putting in the work, putting in the time and dedication, and Nike wasn't doing that. But we've seen a rise and shot up in Kobe demand for Kobe apparel, especially after his death. Nike's just been nonstop pumping them out. I mean, Kobe's were the most popular shoes worn by NBA players this past season, and it's probably going to continue into this season, 2021. Moreover, just looking at the whole thing, it is sad. Does the Kobe Bryant estate have other options? Yes. I mean, they could revisit talks with Adidas, probably see if they could go the Adidas route, or hopefully, they can broker a deal with Nike and things can be brought, a better deal can be brought to the table where we, as a consuming public, can get future releases of Kobe's under the Nike banner. But if that doesn't come to fruition, I mean, we can all be happy and look back and have those nostalgic views, of all the great shoes, all the great memories that Kobe gave us while wearing Nikes, or even Adidas, if those are your favorite. I mean, some of my personal favorite Kobe moments or Kobe lines have always been the Kobe 6s and definitely the Kobe 5s. Kobe 5s and 6s, that time around 2010, 2011, to me, I think those were some of the best Kobe releases. And even the Kobe 4s in 2009, when he went to when the low tops really started, those were definitely, that run up was definitely some of the best releases that we've seen from Kobe Bryant shoe apparel. I mean, it changed the whole sneaker landscape in terms of basketball shoes, in my opinion, where everybody wanted to go with lows. Before, nobody really wanted to play basketball in lows. Nobody really wanted to go outside and rock low tops too as well. But Kobe's, not only did they meet the athletic demand for what you will want in a sneaker, it also had, some style to it where you could both rock it on the court and off the court. And, one of my favorite Kobe's have always been these, since I copped them, the undefeated, shouts out to the undefeated Kobe 5s. I'm glad I got a pair of these. Never worn. I don't plan on wearing this pair. I want to put this, in some sort of casing, memorabilia. I don't plan on selling it, and I think that's an issue too. A lot of these resellers, trying to profit off of this when they weren't necessarily buying Kobe's, before his death, which is unfortunate. And I wish this never happened, a lot of us. But, these are definitely great sneakers to play in, to wear out, definitely beautiful. I'm always going to keep these. I love them. Just as the older heads who love M Jordans, those are, Kobe's have always been my Jordans. Just like how for the older generation, Jordan was their GOAT. Kobe's my GOAT. Always loved them, and it just sucks that, we're not going to see for the, any new Kobe releases until this deal gets brokered. But who knows? There may be a silver lining, maybe a blessing in disguise. Who knows what may come from this? But definitely, I want to hear what are your favorite Kobe's under the Nike banner. Let's just drop them out. Let's just, rock out some of these Kobe's that we have in Nikes for the time being. And if you do got a pair of Kobe's, unworn, worn, keep them. These are definitely going to be classic things that you can show the next generation. Show them what the greatest player of all time, what shoes he had on his feet. When I look at these Kobe 5s, all I could think of is back in 2010, the NBA Finals Game 7. Who would have thought, in LA, Game 7 versus the Boston Celtics, everybody talks about Kobe shooting woes. Nobody would have thought Kobe would have come out shooting. But what they forget was the intense defense and the menace he was on the defensive end, as well as on the boards and rebounding. Everybody knows who watched that series. The team that won the rebounding battle won the game. And Kobe knew that. He was cerebral. It didn't matter about the shooting. Everybody shot poor on that team, on the Lakers that night. Everybody. Derek Fisher, Metta World Peace, Paul Gasol, everybody shot poor. But Kobe knew that he had to be a menace on the boards, just the same way he was the game before in Game 6 when he had the double-double. That's what helped the Lakers win. He had to do the same thing in Game 7. He did that, closed it out, and got the victory. So whenever I look at these Kobe 5s, I can always remember Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals, where Kobe got his 5th title, rocking the 5s, man. But I want to hear, like I said, y'all favorite. Like, comment, subscribe down below. I'm out.